What's going on? Sunday night matchup. All right, if you tuned in to our last video that we posted earlier today, that was our Sunday slate, all the games that are already happened at this point. And hopefully our predictions were, somewhat on par with what actually happened. Who knows? Um, we'll find out here in a couple hours, but for now, we're gonna talk about this Sunday night matchup. And Dean, this is the type of game that makes me want to get ready for prime time because we got MVP versus MVP, Lamar Jackson going into Buffalo, facing Josh Allen. The place where Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens season ended last year, they're starting off this season in the same place.
I mean, that is all the motivation they need in this game, right? They should all remember what happened last year in this stadium, in their last football game of the season. Like you said, this should be a fun one. I want to hear what you have to say opening, just your initial thoughts in this game. What do both teams need to do to win?
I mean, all right, so what initial thoughts looking at this one, Baltimore, like you said, on the road and going into Bills Mafia, and this is, the last season that the Bills are going to be playing in their stadium before they have their new stadium that they're going to be opening with next year. So Bills Mafia is going to be rowdy. Like this season might be the most lopsided home field advantage that we see all all year. I think that the Bills at home this year are going to be very, very tough to beat no matter who they're playing. And this is a great test week one. But my biggest thing for Baltimore to win this game, right? Top to bottom of the roster. I think that Baltimore has the better roster and they just got to go out there and play like it. I mean, Lamar Jackson is easily the most dynamic quarterback in the NFL. I don't think there's anybody in the NFL that can do what he does. And look, he's a former MVP for a reason, and they're gonna need every bit of Lamar Jackson to be that MVP player, and they're gonna have to really, lean on their playmakers. Him, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers. Big thing for Zay Flowers is gonna be catching the ball. He had an issue last year with drops. I'd like to see those drops go down. And Mark Andrews, he started off the year really slow last year. He's got to put that behind him. He's got to get off to a hot start this season, I think, and especially week one, tough matchup. I mean, this is such a tough game to pick. I mean, I don't know. What do you think Baltimore needs to do in order to win this game?
Well, they need to do what they do best, and they just need to run the ball effectively. If they can get Henry downhill and going, get Lamar going on, you know, even just QB scrambles, because Lamar's just gonna Lamar. Like he's just in a whole another him, Allen, Mahomes are just in a whole nother stratosphere. But that's what they need to do. They need to run the ball effectively, and also this Baltimore defense I think matches up well with the weapons in Buffalo. So you got Jair Alexander making his Ravens debut. You got Kyle Hamilton who just got a big paycheck. Those guys need to, step up and have these, X factor seasons, and that's what they are. Those two guys who I just mentioned. But
Yeah.
also, you got a guy. This Ravens offense is pretty much, other than the addition of Derrick Henry, weapons wise, has looked the same for a while now. Like they've had Flowers, they've had Bateman, they've had a guy like Tylan Wallace, who's more of a return guy, but still. They added a guy like D Hop, who I think brings a veteran presence into their wide receiver room. And I want to see if they can squeeze that last little, just 1 year out of D Hop. And if he, not even anything, obviously not Texans D Hop, but just go be a leader and, just be a guy we can go to in big moments because they've had a problem executing in big moments in the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of been the story that's riddled Lamar Jackson's, career to this point is he gets into these big games and just can't get the job done, specifically in the playoffs. And so, your season ended last year in Buffalo against this Buffalo Bills team, and this is the kind of game that you got to win. And I think that I think that the Ravens, if they're going to win, Lamar has to show up and be like I said earlier. He has to bring that MVP version of Lamar out in order for them to win this game. But looking at the Bills, I mean, what do you think the Bills have going for them this season, and what do you think in this game they need to do? You know, to beat a team that I believe is better roster wise.
I mean, like I said with the Ravens, they need to run the ball. The Bills need to stop the run. If the Bills stop the run, make Lamar beat them. Not that Lamar can't. We've seen that his arm talent has just grown in the past couple of seasons. Like he can really throw the ball now. But the Bills need to get pressure on him because I don't believe in their back end of their defense, especially with Trey White being out tonight or doubtful. I mean, he probably won't play. So I think they need to stop the run and they need to just stop a guy like Zay Flowers and make D Hop, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, make these guys that, are aging a little bit or just aren't the biggest names beat you.
Yeah, I think that I agree with stopping the run. Obviously, with a team like Baltimore, you got guys like you got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Like you can't have those guys in your offense and not try to run the ball. So stopping the run is going to be very, very crucial for Buffalo. And I mean, I've been watching a little bit of Hard Knocks, and they believe that Ed Oliver is due for a breakout year. So they got a guy on the interior that if the the rumors are true, he's going to be as good as they think he's going to be this season and break out. I mean, they got a guy that's down there the way they're talking about him that can do it. But as a like you said, as a whole, I think that this Buffalo defense is they're gonna have to play physical, play hard, smash mouth football, and really just like show that they're not going to just sit back and get bullied and give up 4 or 5 yards every carry because that's just not winning football. I think that offensively they got a lot of things going for them. They got the reigning MVP in Josh Allen, who you mentioned is in that upper echelon of quarterbacks in a league all by themselves, and Keon Coleman, who is going into year what is this, year 2 or year 3 for Keon?
You too.
Yeah, year 2, and I think that Keon Coleman, he's a guy that could see being a breakout guy. Dalton Kincaid, another guy that has a lot of talent that we were just kind of waiting around to see if he's going to break out. He's going to have to step up. But then James Cook, Ray Davis, who they have a lot of belief in. They got two really good running backs in their running back room. They got a good offensive line. Like their offense is going to have to play to their potential in order to win this game. Like they got to use their playmakers, let Josh Allen. This is the story with both of these quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, right? They're gonna do something. I guarantee you, each of them is gonna do something in this game that makes you go, "What did I just see?" Like what? No, like what other quarterback is making that play? They're each gonna do something that's gonna be crazy in this game. There's no doubt in my mind. So for Buffalo, you just gotta, defend home turf, not get bullied in your home turf. I think that is the blueprint. That's what Doug McDermott needs to be preaching to his guys in the locker room. And at Buffalo, I know they believe it because they did it to him in the playoffs last year. So just go out there and handle business.
Yeah, they did. I just have two more quick notes, and one of them being I want to see Joshua Palmer in this Bills offense. Not that that's a big name or anything, but I just think it's another quality weapon that they added. And then also, like you said, don't get bullied. I think the biggest thing in this game, as we said, stopping the run, the line of scrimmage, because Derrick Henry, at this point in his career, he's a straight line runner. If you can
Yeah.
get him in the backfield, don't let him get going.
You gotta force him to get lateral. If he gets
Yes,
going downhill, that's where you're gonna have
it's
issues.
over.
Make him bounce it outside.
If he gets a straight line and there's no one there, it is over and it's just one on one with a safety or something. Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, looking at this game, I mean, look, this is exactly the game that we, are looking for. This is the game that's going to tell us a lot about how this season is going to go, and especially in the AFC, in my opinion. And prime time on NBC and Peacock, we got Baltimore favored 1.5. So we got a road favorite going into Buffalo. I mean, look, again, it's hard to pick, but I gotta ask, who are you picking in this one?
Well, I'll say my initial thoughts were Baltimore. I like their roster. I don't have a preference on either of the quarterbacks because they're both incredible. Um, I I like Baltimore. Baltimore's really good if you look at their roster on paper. But then I saw the line, and you're gonna tell me Buffalo is an underdog? I know it's basically a pick 'em, but you're gonna tell me Buffalo first home or last week one home game in the stadium. It's prime time. Josh Allen coming off the MVP. I know it's September and that's where Lamar succeeds and the Ravens always have start off to a good start. I'm taking the home puppy. Give me the Buffalo Bills, baby.
All right. Well, so for me, looking at this matchup, I think I was right there with you. We both looked at the rosters, and I think we both agreed that looking at the rosters, Baltimore is definitely. I'm not gonna say I can't say definitely. That's a crazy term, but to say that Baltimore has the better roster, and you mentioned how they match up well, I do think initially that's where I was leaning. And then I started looking at the Bills, and there's a lot of guys on this Bills team, guys like Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid, guys that I think are, poised to break out and have big years. And if they're gonna, week one is a good starting point for these guys to kind of lay their footprint on how they want this season to go. So I could see Buffalo coming out, and man, that home environment is going to be rocking. Bills
Yeah.
Mafia is going to be rocking. But give me the Baltimore Ravens. Road, to go on the road. They remember what happened last year and how their season ended. And look, they're out for blood. They are out to prove that they can beat this Bills team in, the Bills Stadium. And so give me the Baltimore Ravens, give me the points, and we're rocking with Lamar, baby.
Okay, I don't hate it. I think it's a great motive. Like you said, they got to go in there looking for blood. So I just think they're gonna run into a brick wall looking for some blood.
Hey, that is a very, very real possibility. And
I am a
I
Steelers fan as
again,
well.
I've flipped maybe 3 or 4 times on this game. So
Yeah.
this is really such a tough spot to pick. And I was looking at the like the matchup predictions, and it is literally 50 and 49%. It is as close as it can get in terms of who people think are winning this game. It's truly a pick 'em, and what a way to start off the year on Sunday night, man. I know we said it before, but really the best matchup I think we could have asked for to start the season.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I'm a Steeler fan. You think I'm taking the Ravens week one? Come on.
Hey, I can respect that, but I think that's about everything that we got to talk about in this one. The only thing that's left to do now is just sit back, enjoy the show, watch the fireworks, listen to our girl Kelly kicking us off, baby.
I can't wait to hear it, my friend. What a great
We've
day of
been
it.
waiting all day for Sunday night, and it is right around the corner. Let's go, man. The NFL is so back.
It's back. We are about 2 hours away from kickoff, my friend.
All right. And with that said, I mean, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, see if our last video if you haven't, and let us know down in the comments how you thought we did. Let us know in this one what your predictions are for this Sunday night matchup. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And then if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. We got Monday night prime time coming up tomorrow, and we're gonna make sure that we got a video ready for y'all on that Monday night matchup. Dean, who we got on Monday night?
Monday, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears, baby.
You damn right. Another prime time divisional matchup, and there's a lot to talk about in that one, but you're gonna have to subscribe. Make sure you tune in for it in order to see it. So make sure you do that. We appreciate y'all. And as always, till next time, we're signing off. Peace.
Peace.